Well, welcome back to Cloninger's Garage. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my PRS rifle. I've been shooting it for a while. I meant to do this video months and months ago, but I've been busy. So now's the time. I think I'm going to sit down and walk you through it. This is starting out an Aero Solus Action. This is an Aero Solus barrel. I believe they're made probably by Ballistic Advantage. I believe Aero Precision and Ballistic Advantage are one and the same now. This is a Sendero Contour, 26 inches. This is a 6 Creedmoor. Starting down here at the end, this is an APA Fat Bastard for the muzzle brake. Excellent muzzle brake. Coming all the way back. The action is very smooth. Now, I will say this, when I first got it, it wasn't quite as smooth as this, but it's got about 1,600 rounds on it now, and I believe it's really good, especially for the price. I will say that I got the action on sale. It was a blim, and I got the barrel. It was an overrun, production overrun, and I got the barrel on sale as well. Both very cheap. I say that, very cheap. The barrel was $200. The action was about $650. So it goes to show that if you play your cards right, you wait, and unfortunately, if you're wanting to deal with Aero Precision now, you're going to have to wait a while, which is what happened with me. I ordered this action and this barrel, I want to say back around midsummer last year, and I know it was before Black Friday, and as everyone has known, Aero Precision's customer service has kind of fallen off the cliff. It's gone way down. So I won't get into that too much. I actually talked about that a little bit as I was rambling, making some ammo, reloading some cartridges for PRS in another video if you want to watch my talk about that. But if you have comments, comment down below. Tell me what you think's going on with Aero Precision. What I will say this, whatever their customer service is, I believe they make excellent products for the price point. And this barrel and this action shoot extremely well. This is a pre-fit, so I put it together, screwed right on, no problem. Like I said, the action was not quite as smooth as it is now, but it is very smooth now. It has some wear into it, and I'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later. Moving up, the scope rings are Vortex rings. This is a Vortex Venom scope. I think I've talked about it before. This was actually on a previous PRS rifle that I had. This is a 5x25. It is an excellent optic for the price range. Actually got this one on sale for around $350 long time ago. I think you can probably still get these on the lower end of reasonable, so you don't have to spend lots and lots of money to get in the PRS game, so to speak. Over the year or so, I have added some tape here. I've got that from, let's just see if I have it laying around here somewhere. IDTS Indoor Dry Fire Training System. Now, I didn't buy their training system, but I did buy the tape that goes around this. I find it very helpful. I just take a dry erase marker, or not a dry erase, but a wet erase marker, mark on here where I need to dial, and it makes it a lot quicker. I can just turn. I have everything written on my wristband in color, so I know where to dial to quickly. I do have it on my windage, and mostly I have it there simply so I can see. I see it a lot better with the white and the black as opposed to what the caps come with in the riding. As you can tell, I wear glasses. In competition, I wear contacts, so it's always good to be able to see that. It really helps out. This is a 0 stop, so as you can see, I'm turning it and it will stop there, and then it's about 0.5 mil, move it back to 0. This scope does dial for windage. I have dialed at times and I've held at times. So I'm still trying to work out the whole windage thing. The last match I shot was at Gravestone, and it was very windy, and I did not have a very good match. So that's something that I got to work on, is wind calls and how to set that up, and really deciding my game plan. Do I want to dial or do I want to hold, and so forth. Elevation is normally fine. I'm normally good there. I do have this throw lever. I rarely ever use it. I pretty much set it on 15 and leave it there. Gives me a good field of view, downrange. I can normally find my targets just fine. I normally have enough magnification to do whatever I need to do, to hold or whatever I need to do with that. It does have a sunshade. I put the sunshade on when I went to a match at Freestone, because in the morning there's a lot of the targets that you're not quite looking into the sun, but it does cause an issue. The sunshade does definitely help, and after I put it on there, I decided just to leave it because it doesn't affect anything otherwise. But an excellent scope and rings for the cost point. This entire build was built on a budget, so I'll try to remember if I can get into that at the end of what the base rifle ended up costing. Also, because it's on a budget, I didn't go with the MDT Elite. I went with the MDT Premier Gen 2 chassis. This is the green. I did end up in trying to balance it because this is a Sendero barrel. It's not light, but it is lighter than some other barrels that you can purchase. So in the future, I will probably be getting either a comp contour barrel or a straight barrel for that matter to add weight. But in lieu of that, having to add weight, trying to balance it out, I have all the internal weights, which you won't be able to see. For the Premier chassis, they also have an end piece that adds weight because it's a little bit shorter than the Elite. As you can see, I have 3 sets of MDT external weights as well. In the back, I have 1 spacer weight for the spacer, and then I also have the buttstock weight that fits inside there. This does balance very well. You put it right there, and I don't know if I can kind of hold it and show you. It does a pretty good job balancing right there. I'm going to say about 4 inches in front of the mag well there. This does have a nice barrier stop right there. I do have an AW mag that I like to use in this. It does work with AW or AICS mags. I have not needed to adjust the mag catch or the mags at all. It runs fine with either. Got a dog next door that wants to bark because my dog is out here too. Come here, Spidey. Come here. My dog came outside to see what I was doing, and the dog next door went to barking. Go play with your friend. Ask him to be quiet. All right. Go inside. All right. Anyway, back to it. The MDT chassis is an excellent chassis, has a full-length ARCA rail. I also have an Accutac bipod that is an ARCA attachment. I believe it is the BR4 G2 or Gen 2 ARCA for the ARCA rail. It does really good. You can put them at a 45 there. Here, I'm going to go ahead and lock this down so it doesn't move. I can put it there. It can go all the way up, obviously. Go down to 45. Then it can actually go backwards as well. So if you need to use it on a barricade or something like that, it can actually come back down that way. Very nice bipod. This is not on the cheap side, though you can buy bipods that are much more expensive than this. This, I believe, is a very good investment because you're going to need a good bipod. For a long time, I used a Magpul bipod, and it just really doesn't cut it. When you're first getting into PRS, I would say it's fine. But as you get going down the road, you really do need something that has the adjustments. You know, this can be pulled out nice and easy. It's got some good height to it. It retracts very easy. You can, you can count the clicks as it comes down. This does a very good job of meeting the different needs that you need in PRS competition, adjusting for height. If you have to go down prone, sometimes the targets are at a different angle. Sometimes you have to get it higher, lower, whether you're laying out across a car, the hood of a car, or in one match there's a boat where it's good to have a bipod. You can kind of set it out there across the seats in the boat. So it's different things, but you really need some adjustment there for that bipod. So when you're getting into PRS, you don't necessarily need to start with that, but I have found that that is an excellent investment to invest in over the years. It really, really helps. Moving back, this handle, the grip is adjustable. I kind of have it set the way I like it. It may look kind of funky to you because it's the way it's set, but it really does help me set my hand where I want it and get it right on the trigger. In the Gen 2, you don't have the thumb rest that the Elite has, but there is a little ledge right there that you can use as an indexing point. Okay, and it does work. And when you get down to it, I mean, you can really run the bolt really quick. This is a Trigger Tech Diamond. This is a 2-stage. It is an excellent, excellent trigger. It's got a nice little pull up. I'm gonna do it from the other side so maybe you can see. Nice little, about 8 inches, has a nice little pull, about 8 ounces. Is what I have it set up. First stage, I believe, and then the second stage is another 8 ounces or so. So it is really, really, really light. I like it because I can get my finger on it and I can feel that first little bit, and I know exactly where the wall is, and I know exactly when it's going to break. Very, very nice trigger. As you're getting into PRS, I think you'll find out that the trigger is one of the biggest things that you can invest into. A good optic so that you can see what you're looking at to engage targets down range. There are obviously many great optics that are high dollar optics. This is simply a budget build that I've tried to put together. The MDT chassis, I believe it was a Black Friday sale. I'm gonna guess, I'm just trying to remember, I could be wrong on this, around $600 or $650 on the Black Friday sale. So really, when you look at it, you can get into PRS with what I consider a very competitive, very nice build. 650, let's just say 650 for the chassis, 650 for the action, so 1300 plus 200 for the barrel. Now you're gonna have to wait and try to find the sales, and if you're gonna do that, you're probably gonna have to deal with Aero Precision and their lack of customer support. But you're looking at that $1,500. You want a trigger, I think I got it on sale as well. It was about $250. I do not remember what the brake is, but it's not a low cost brake for sure. But you can get a Trigger Tech special trigger that is a pretty good trigger, and you can get it down to around 2 pounds, which is a good pull weight to start with. And those are, I don't know, around $100, maybe $150. I think you can get them around $100. I don't know, but you can. Basically, what I'm trying to say is you can get into a good PRS rifle for a lower cost on the budget. And I believe the rifle itself is very competitive. Let's just put it this way, I don't miss because of the rifle. I can sit down and this rifle shoots one hole at 100 yards if I do my part on the right days. A lot of days I'm in a hurry and doing other things, but it's definitely sub MOA, and many times it'll be half MOA rifle. And I know that there are people, well, you can shoot one hole or you can build a rifle that's a quarter MOA and all that. That's great and all, but for PRS you really don't need that. At least not for what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. But nevertheless, I believe that this is a excellent way to start. I enjoy this rifle. The only thing that I would probably change on the rifle is when this barrel goes out, which it's at about 1,600 rounds now, I think. It's a rough estimate. When it goes out, I believe I'm going to move to a different cartridge altogether. I think I'm going to move to a dasher like most everybody else runs. The loads that I run in here are 6 Creedmoor, but they're 35 grains of Varget, and that's 105 grain Berger 105 hybrid, and it gets me about 2950. So if I go with a dasher, I could probably get some lower SDs, some better consistency because it's better case fill, still get those same velocities and actually a little bit lower velocities with a little bit less powder. So all about efficiency there. But nevertheless, if I have to stay with this, I can do just fine with it. Like I said, I don't miss because of the rifle or the ammunition. I miss because of me and my shooting ability at this point. So if you have any questions, please comment down below. Tell me what you're doing. Do you have a budget build? I do have an expensive build. I have shot some rifles from people who have let me borrow with impact actions. I think they're excellent actions. That's really the only other action that I've shot. But I will say this, with this, after working it in, I don't think I'm really to the point where I want to step up and spend that kind of money on an impact action. Maybe one of these days, but not really at this point. looking at the bolt here, you pull the bolt out. Let's see if I can get it a little bit closer here. Sun's starting to come into everything here, but see if I can shade it a little bit here. It's got some wear on it. You can see where some of the nitride has come off, but when I say it's kind of worn in, it has really become a really smooth bolt. And I really like it. It will fling the brass out of there, get it out of the way, and does a pretty good job. May need to clean it a little bit. I have shot quite a few matches with this, and well, it doesn't really look like it needs a lot of cleaning. Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. All right, see if I can do this quickly before the sun comes in and becomes a problem. It may be a problem already. I may have to redo this video. Who knows? You gonna come help me? He smells the frog lube. I know that a lot of people say, oh, this is bad stuff. I don't know, I've been using it for years. I like it. Cleans well, lubes well. This is the paste here. So we'll just kind of dab it on here. Wasn't really expecting to do this at this point, so I don't quite have this set up the way I would normally do it, but let's see what we got here. Pull these out. I try to keep them in their bags so that I know which is which. After a while, they kind of look the same with these smaller calibers. The lid here, I'm just going to rub it a little bit in. And this is a long rod, but I have to put an extension because this is actually long here. Let me just run it through here and see how much it needs to be cleaned. Put it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is running through there pretty smooth. All right, let's take this off here. Just get a couple of these patches here. Tear them off into little pieces. And put them into this. I know that this is probably not how you should do it, but that's all right. If you don't like it, comment down below. Tell me what you got, what you want to do. Get another piece here real quick. And let's run it through and see what happens. Yep. Kind of nasty there. Well, maybe it does need to be cleaned. So let's do it another one. Yep. There we go. After the second one cleaned pretty good. Let's do it a third time and see. Uh-oh. Well, got a problem there. Well, have to go get me a new rod, but I'm gonna attempt to do this and see if I can get it to go on through. This may be a bad idea. And that's really pretty clean after that. We'll worry about cleaning that stuff up later. To clean the chamber out, just get this, kind of run it into there until I feel it won't go anymore. And see a little bit of it there. How to get it. Yep, not too bad there. Now let's look at the bolt here. Just get a little bit here. Put it on here. I know a lot of people say, oh, don't put it on your bolt. It's good to run it dry. And for the most part, I do run it dry. Put a little bit on the back side of these lugs here. But just make sure it gets clean, and we'll run it a few times. And then I'll just leave it there. Not a bad spot. See some brass marks on the ejection port there. But nevertheless, there's my PRS rifle. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you have. If you liked my cleaning, which is not much, that's about all I do to it. I don't clean it very often. I really don't feel it needs it. Shoots just fine either way. It's probably been about 500-600 rounds before I cleaned it just then, and as you can see, it wasn't that dirty to begin with, so normally does pretty good. Shoots fairly clean, I guess you could say. Haven't had any issues one way or the other. So there it is. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're shooting. Let me know if you enjoyed this content. If you would like me to go back to some reloading videos, you want more about the rifle itself, about building the rifle. In the future, maybe I'll get some more components and build another rifle. If you want to see me build another rifle on this channel, then put it down in the comments and we'll look to see if we can put some stuff together for you. Thank you for coming by. Like, subscribe, have a great day, and God bless the USA.